Good afternoon, everyone. This is Grizzly Rising and Infamous Rifle, and we're here with another episode of Coffee and Hatred.
What a good one this is going to be. Way to come back to it.
Yep, yep, we're gonna talk about the Army's new recruitment ad and about how woke it is and inclusive. So, without further ado, let's get this shit show going.
I heard it, if you were playing a sound effect, it was very, very fuzzy.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems. It begins in California with a little girl.
Oh, it gets worse. Yeah, but it sounded, again, it sounded really, really bad. That sounded better.
Girl raised by two moms.
Jesus Christ.
Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took
Hey,
ballet,
pause it for a second.
played violin.
All right. Well, I'm a little behind because I have to watch from YouTube. One thing I want to point out immediately is that the one of the two moms just so happens to look just like a man. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out, and I just don't understand it. It's like if you're a lesbian, like you're into women, why are you basically getting with a woman who looks and acts like a man? It doesn't make any sense. Well, that's true.
Like a woman.
Yeah, that's okay.
Violin.
Yeah,
I also
I've
marched
already
for
seen enough,
equality.
but let's continue.
I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Well, I've just been trying to figure out for a long time, like what rights are they protesting for? Like what don't they have?
When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class and then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong women.
No. No, what you really need is the Price is Right fail horn. UC Davis.
Be gone, fuck!
But as graduation approached, I began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life, a sorority girl stereotype.
Well, as the man says, women just are, men must become. Some of them say that they do, but the truth is, if they're decent looking, they don't have to. They just choose to.
Sure, I'd spent my life around
Like
inspiring
we as
women.
men, we don't have a choice. Let's finish this.
what had I really achieved on my own? One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy. Another was climbing Mount Everest. I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way.
Just like a woman.
I'll get into that here in a minute. Let's just finish this cancer.
I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
She didn't try to get a commission. You still have to go through some schooling and stuff like that, even if you have a degree. Yeah, and well, if you already have a degree, yeah, you're right. You're right. And the other funny thing is what a lot of people don't understand in the U.S. Army. If you're a corporal, you're in a shitty spot. Like that means they make you a corporal when you can't move from specialist to sergeant, but they want you to have some form of authority. That's why they give people corporal. Yeah, you're still a non-commissioned officer, but you're like the lowest one on the totem pole. Uh, yes, Sith on it, Sith. That is correct. I have seen quite a few females get pregnant because they didn't want to go on deployment. Hang on, let's look at the like to dislike ratio there. Yeah, throw a dislike on. I think the comments are turned off, I bet. Yep, you're just racist, Grizzly. And let me also point out something that you said about the fitness standards. You're absolutely correct. When I was in, like, they would let females do push-ups from their knees. I'm not shitting you.
they try to. Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay.
I am picking up the echo from the video. I'm listening.
That was the echo there. Oh, the. Oh,
I couldn't even hear you talking. What was going on?
Christ.
Like from the YouTube side, I couldn't hear
Oh,
you.
okay. That's weird. Yeah, I was working, then now it's not working.
Yeah, you got to tweak that, man. But yes, the women didn't have to run as fast. They could do push-ups from their knees if they wanted to. Just all the standards for females were like way low, like way easy. But I mean, you could half-ass it and just do the what we call the BAM, the BAM, the bare ass minimum,
Right.
and pass. Like,
Right.
what was the minimum? It was like 50 some odd push-ups in 2 minutes or something. But if you wanted to be a beast, you would try to get
Oh, okay.
100%. And that helps you get promoted
Right.
because you're putting in the extra effort to be the best. So you would shoot for that 300 PT score.
Oh, okay. So is the echo still there?
Coincidentally, I happen to work around a lot of females in the military.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm sorry to hear
so
that.
yeah, I know. Even before I became red pill, like I sort of picked up that, like, god damn, like these women, anytime there was a stressful situation that came up, like they were running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And I was just sitting there thinking, now remember, I'm young, 18-year-old, 18 to 22, watching this. And I'm like, these women shouldn't be in charge of anybody. Like they're going to get somebody killed.
Oh yeah, most likely, yeah, because they don't have any leadership capability.
Yeah, they seriously will run around like a chicken with their head cut off. There's one in particular that I had to work with, and she was running around like, "Oh, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?" And I'm just sitting there like, "Look, just chill the fuck out.
Oh God.
Let's use
So
our
what?
brains here.
Was
We're all
she,
supposed to be smart
was she
in
a
this
lieutenant?
MOS."
Was she a lieutenant or
No,
something?
no, she was a sergeant.
Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah. I remember when the military used to be based on merit, as opposed to making quotas or doing or passing tests and working your way through the ranks. Now it's just an affirmative action program for women.
Yeah, like this. What you see on the screen before you is just like, no, man. And when it came to physical labor, I'll also tell you this. I probably mentioned this on the show before, but when it came to physical labor, when we had to do stuff like move stuff from, we call them connexes, but they're like big metal storage boxes, basically, when we had to load or unload those things, when we were doing movements, the females would all like stand around and watch the dudes pick up shit and like move it.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't do a fucking thing, would they?
Correct. It was like they were still kind of playing out the gender roles of the men doing the manual labor. Nope. And yeah, and the fact that this was in the early 2000s. Keep in mind, so I'm sure it's gotten much much worse now than it was back then. So this makes me. I know, dude in the chat said something about China, Russia invading, and that That's very concerning, man. That's very concerning, especially like since I've been out and there's been so much crazy shit. Like, there's I think they made some National Guard guys or something wear high heels and like walk around in high heels and shit.
Bruh.
And they got all these, they got that shit, the sensitivity training and just all this. They're letting the trainees in and just all this crazy shit that they got going on. Like our military is like, they're wanting to try to, those women did not make it through Ranger School. I promise you that. Like they they were carried through Ranger School. I guarantee it. Yeah, and I mean, yes, I know men. I actually know some dudes who are tough, strong dudes who washed out of Ranger School, and there are guys that I was like, "There's no way, man! Like you're definitely, you know, it's not just physical toughness, but it's mental toughness that you have to have." If anyone understands what goes on during Ranger School, you are starved, you are sleep deprived, and you still have to make good decisions and complete missions. Oh, they try, and there's a lot of whining and crying. Right, exactly. You're right. You got to have a unit that trusts each other. You don't necessarily have to like each other, but you have to be able to count on the people to your left and right to be able to get the job done, complete the mission, and have your back, whether they like you or not. If you watch like videos of the Chinese military or the Russian military, they ain't doing any of this shit. They're being rough and tough and being ready to kill the enemy when they have to, when they're called to do it. You know, you can watch videos of like some of the Spetsnaz antics where they're like fucking beating people. It's pretty fucking wild. Yeah, yeah. I remember. You might remember this too. When I was young, there was that Marine Corps commercial where the guy, he was climbing the mountain and he was getting the sword and slaying the dragon or whatever it was. It was like it was pumping you up, like let's go kick ass, let's slay the dragon, stuff like that. Yeah, you know, uh, I have respect for Marines. They're not as tough as like the normies think they are, or even they themselves think that they are, but they are tough, and I have respect for them. They're not the best of the best, like Hollywood will tell you. But there you go. If I will tell you guys right now, if you want something tougher, you're gonna go with the U.S. Army infantry basic training. That's a lot tougher than fucking Marine Corps boot camp. And I know this for a fact because I know a guy who's been through both. Just FYI, if you really want to be a hard ass, but anymore, I wouldn't do either one because the way the military's going, it's fucking disgusting. French has a specific purpose to it. You still communicate. I mean, I've encountered, people from all different branches when I was in, overseas. Nope. That's all I got on that. Well, I mean, you just notice there's like not a single white male to be seen in these ads.
I used to watch helicopters over my backyard in Hawaii. My dad was an Army officer, so we lived on base. I loved hearing them start up and take off. Coolest thing in the world. But I knew I could never be a pilot. I wasn't like them. I never considered myself to be a smart person. I struggled to keep up in class. Subjects like math and Spanish were so hard for me. Growing up, my mother was in and out of the hospital
Math.
for nearly a decade.
You struggled with math, sir. Well, the thing about math is it's once you understand the formula, it's really easy. It's systematic.
Before she passed away, my older brother Rob helped raise me. He eventually followed my father's footsteps into the Army, and I wanted to as well, just not as a helicopter pilot. Then, during a long road trip with Rob, he told me to pursue my true dream. But I'm not pilot material, I said. Rob was done listening to my excuses, so finally, I decided to stop making them. I gave myself permission to dream and refocus my life around this goal. Training myself to pay attention, visualizing myself in the cockpit of an Army helicopter.
Yep.
I even created something called a vision board, listing my goals. I had little chance to achieve them all, but I gave my all and made them happen. It doesn't take a genius to become an Army pilot.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, you can't be a dumbass. And yeah, there's no way.
It takes time and effort. Now, every time I put my helmet on, I feel like I'm dreaming. And I can't imagine doing anything else. I'm U.S. Army First Lieutenant David Taguchi, and I answered my calling.
No, that would be a second lieutenant. He's a silver bar. But yeah, those of you flying in helicopters getting transported, just remember this dumbass is the one fucking flying you. Yeah, you're probably right. This is just propaganda bullshit. Boys, this is why I'm, doing firearms, instruction to a degree on my own channel because you're going to be on your own to a certain degree. So you better be prepared because these dumbasses, if there was a full scale war, these dumbasses they ain't gonna save you. And hell, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if hell these guys turned on the American people because you're all a bunch of racist, misogynist, homophobes. Yeah, I think that's about it for me. That's about all I can take, man. Be prepared, do what you can to survive, and peace out.